Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to check out a Band-Maid song called Awkward that comes off the Just Bring It album. This is actually by patron request, and we are pleased to bring it to you all. We have enjoyed some of the earlier work of Band-Maid in recent times. Some of our last few reactions to Band-Maid have come from the early days, even going all the way back to their beginning, pretty much. It's still thrilling to us to hear those early treats. And actually, at some point, I'm going to buy Just Bring It. I attempted it once, and I got sent something else. And I noticed that it actually said on the package, Just Bring It, Band-Maid. And I'm like, no, that's not what this is. What are you going to do? It was a World Domination album. I decided to keep it, and I'm glad I did. But yeah. Someday I'd like to get Just Bring It. We'll see. I believe this is actually a live performance, so I don't know much more about it. If anybody can identify where this comes from, by all means, let us know.
I'm looking forward to hearing this, to see what they got here.
Yeah, me too. Let's check it out. We will discuss afterwards.
All righty.
Konami coming in with that strong solo at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so much to like about that song, but what'd you think, Adrian?
Yeah, to be honest, in the very beginning of the song, I was thinking, this is metal? But then, I realized as we got to the middle of the song and started rocking, this is kind of metal.
Oh, there's been so many metal bands that have faked us out with those beginnings over the years, including Black Sabbath, and many others like them. Where it comes in sounding very, very mellow and then turns into a nice little jam or funk or heavier thing. This struck me more as kind of a funk jam-ish groove type sound that came out of the 90s, really. I mean, it almost sounded like something the Spin Doctors would have done, but this was done much better. I'm not necessarily a Spin Doctors fan, but just there was a certain aesthetic that came out of the 90s. I think Blues Traveler had it a little bit. Another band, I don't particularly like their music, but the ideas that, the things they were trying to do, I did like. Same kind of thing here. I think it's just so much better done by this band. That's just my thought. That was kind of my impression as I listened. I thought the way Konami started it was fantastic, and I liked just the large number of moods that happened within that 4-minute song. It was very moody. It went up and down, in terms of intensity, almost like she was going through something while singing the song, and kind of coming to these conclusions and things. It was like emotional, there was like a lot of stuff going on, like urgent and intense at times, pulls back a little and then comes back in really intense and all that. I liked the way it was put together, and I'm a little surprised that I haven't come across this song before, like not even in the live stuff that we've looked at.
Yeah, it just seems like the last few songs we've listened to by Band-Maid, there's I think I've noticed a similar musical theme, kind of, not all their songs, but I mean, it's kind of a familiar theme, I think. It kind of goes something like...
Sure.
You hear that idea?
Yeah, I've heard that. I could certainly hear Psyche singing over that already.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I get that. And it may be something that is more prevalent in the earlier days because, they'd get a little more laid back once in a while in the earlier days. And like this actually had a little bit of a laid back piece to it as well, just within all the moods, it would sometimes lay back a little, where a lot of the stuff today is pretty hard hitting right from the get-go and may explode upwards and then back down. But for the most part, it's going faster and it's a little more intense. I appreciate the Patreon request. So thanks and welcome, Drogon. Appreciate your request. That was a cool song. So, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? If you've ever heard the song before, if you've heard Band-Maid play it live, anything like that, why don't you let us know about that experience? If there's anything else you want to share having to do with it, or if you think that there were details we missed, by all means, leave them below. Of course, join our Patreon for free if you'd like, and we try to put up a video every week that we cannot feature on YouTube, so you don't want to miss that. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us today, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.